What's going on, everybody? It's JacobViral. Today, part 5 of my big build wall series. Go ahead, first off, just want to say hit the like button if you've enjoyed the series so far. And if you're new, welcome. But you got to check out the other videos before you watch this. So, gonna go ahead and show y'all a sneak peek where I'm at with this. So loading wall I haven't touched, but the back area I have. So we ended off the last part with getting the loading wall in. I wanted to make sure I catch on camera every step I do as I do it, even though this isn't the most optimal way. This is the way I do it. So I got my braces in here, here, all of the 2x4s and a 2x6 in the middle. I got those in with an 11.5-inch length. So that's going to be my total sealed section area of my 418s build in a 4th order. And if you missed it last video, you got to watch it in order to find out what the true specs were as far as what the sections sealed and ported were. I'll tell you later on in this video as well what they are. So this is where I'm at with this, and by the end of this video, hopefully you'll be able to know how this looks when it's completed on the inside and outside. So what I did, so I can break it down, is from the loading wall, got all the screws in, made it in place. Then I did Craig jigs and a couple of screws, 2 screws plus a couple of screws from Craig jig into the chamfers and all the corners. Most important and critical area is near your subwoofer mount area and then the middle panel. So the rest of it, I have a lot of support with the outside wall, but in the middle is the most important. So I make sure I got access here. I didn't put one there or there because it's not necessary. Plus it wouldn't really fit because it's such a tight squeeze with the 18s. So, and then use some fill-in mud. I don't know what it's called, white silicone, whatever. But that's what I've used for the past few years on subwoofer boxes. I've seen a lot of prefabs and custom boxes use it. There's a lot of other options for that. You guys could comment for what to use, but that's what I use. And it was pretty cheap. I think it was like $3 a tube. And I got like 8 tubes to use for the whole box. So, but definitely worth it so far. Looking really good. Going to be exciting to see what this thing can do on 6,000 watts on 418s. Awesome. So stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off here, and I'll get back with y'all once I have this updated. There it is. Got my back loading wall in. It's only 1 sheet so far, but you can see opportunity for thickness there, depending on how far back I decide to go. But let me show you the sound real quick. Really hollow. So the areas where the stud is, you can tell it's a lot more sturdy, of course, but 1 sheet in the back end of a wall is a no-no. I'm going to be doing 1 sheet of birch just because it's full on for my flush mount location. Then I'm going to be doing 2x6s and 2x4s behind this that I'll show you in this video as well. And I might even consider doing another sheet of birch behind that. So that way it would be a total of over 2 inches of thickness. Actually, almost 3 inches. Yeah, right at 3 inches if I did that. So that's where it's looking like. I'll show you inside real quick so I can show you how bad it's leaking right now. And this is just an example for somebody that doesn't have a lot of experience, which is me, as well as some of my cuts are poor, and I'm not perfectly 45 angled on all my box build specs because my walls aren't perfectly parallel 90. They are sloped up slightly at the angles, and if you cut it off slightly, but you can see, especially in the corners, I really got beat up with some of the wood pieces trying to pry it in there, as well as just cutting it off slightly. But hey, I'm human, I make error. But you can see all of that light. So by the end of this video, let's show y'all where that light disappears. So that's the goal for this, is to disappear. So it's really good to show this. This is a good tool for you guys that are watching. Try to get some light around your box and find leaks. Get somebody with a light flashlight, or go in the light daylight somewhere and something, high beams, whatever. Get light around your box and the cracks and edges, and you'll be surprised at where your box is leaking just by doing that. And that's what I normally do for my first trial test, is open the doors and let my light shine in and find leaks. Then I'll get my wife to help walk around, and she'll kind of put the flashlight around, and I'll find leaks and fill them. And there you go. So go ahead and leave it at that. Oh, I did mention I was going to tell you all the specs in this video, so let me tell you that before I go to the next part. And then stay tuned for the end of the video. I'm going to show you how it looks in the back at the finished touch. So The sealed section is right at 11 cubes net. That's after all my 2x4s, 2x6s displacement, the 45 angles, all of that. I think it was a little over 13 cubes gross. That's before the sub displacement. But 11.1 cubes net with the subwoofer diameter cutout included. So you got to include your diameter, your cutout as well. And looking at this video actually just makes me see that this subwoofer baffle looks so small, but it's 1.5 inches thick. It could be thicker. And of course, later, if I decide if I need to, I can add another layer or two of birch literally in the front end. No problem, but I don't see it's going to be a problem. I'm going to be adding bracing in the front as well. But anyway, so the back end, net cubes, 11 cubes sealed. And the ported chamber is 55.7 cubes net. That is without any bracing included. So all of the 45s have been accounted for, any chamfers, anything like that has been accounted for right now. So 55.6 or 0.7 cubes, so just say 55. That 0.7 will go away with all the bracing and stuff. I'll calculate it though for sure. I know off to the decimal, that's just me. But 55 cubes net, ported, 11 cubes sealed. 5-to-1 ratio fourth order. It's like 5.08 to the decimal, but 5-to-1 ratio fourth order. 418s, 6,000 watts. Stay tuned. Later in this video, I'll go ahead and get back to the back. I'll show you all the back here one more time, and in a second you'll see it done. Complete. It's a little crooked, a little off, but it works. Got all the 2x6s and one 2x4 to fit in there. Make sure it was completely sealed off. I used the wet silicone across all the way, all the edges on both sides, so you'll see the inside as well in just a second. But that's looking good. This area, it's not perfect, but this is gonna be my hole drill out point on my single baffle of birch that I'm able to drill into to get my wires. Since I got 418s, dual voice coils, they're gonna be 4 wire holes per sub. So you'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 for 4 circles and 4 wire holes for each sub. So that way, if anytime you want to do wire configuration, you can actually just drill through that. I always do a drill hole, direct wire lead over a bolt because you lose a little bit of resistance with that bolt. Could be a myth, I don't know, but I'd just rather just trust the wire. So there we go. Hit the like button. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Subscribe, welcome if you haven't, as well as let's go into the inside, show y'all how it was. And I just saw show y'all earlier where you were able to see how dark it was and how light it was in the areas that were leaking. And we'll go see how it looks now. I just want to say, as I get into that spot, make sure you guys stay tuned for all the other build series to come. And if you haven't watched the others, you got to watch them. A lot of key points mentioned in them, as well as, sorry, I'm climbing in here, as well as all of the process specs to get to where we are today. So holy smokes, 418s, and this took me a good 6 hours to get this back loading wall trimmed, cut, screwed in place, hammered, beat in, adjusted, everything there. So try to give y'all time intervals for everything. And then of course stay tuned for the next part, for what comes next. You'll see in the next series of videos for what we're going to do next to get this thing going. All right, so let's see the darkness level. So before you saw light, now you see white, because I did the white silicone on both ends of the birch, as well as in between the 2x6s and 4s. So, and then I also had the Craig jigs chamfered for all of them. So everywhere where I did the braces you saw are now in there. Not really worried about the roof and the tape. Anybody that's like, why don't you take the tape off? Well, you'll see what I do at the end with it. So it's getting a little echo in here. Not complete yet. This is really still wet. I just did it. It's not completely perfect, but the subs are going to be mounted in this. So this is going to be 418s in a sealed section. The motors are going to be in the sealed section. I already compensated for 0.25 for each subwoofer motor on that. So there we go. 11 cubes net. It might be 10.5, it might be 11.5. It just depends on the type of subs, as well as what more work I do on the inside of that. But fascinating to see. This wall is getting together. Let me step out real quick again. It's kind of hard to get out of here when you've got a seats and then a loading wall, so I have to literally climb over the seat itself to get out. It's part of being walled, if anybody understands that or not. So, looks pretty good. That's the loading wall. Be working on that as well, closing it up. And work on next videos. Stay tuned to see what I work on next. This is JacobViral. Subscribe. Like it if you haven't as well. And let's end it with that loud noise. What's going on, everybody? This is JacobViral, ending this video to say thank you for watching my videos. Every single day I have a daily cardio video I upload. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and I'll see you tomorrow.